Okay. Yeah. Let me turn it down a little bit. We live. We live. We live right now. Yep. It's just a little primer before we really get going. Today, it is April 7th, 2024, Sunday, 7:45. We're going to do another podcast later today, but right now, we are just going to be talking about something. I need something to talk about, right? We're not going to talk about Amazon. There's no need. I finished my YouTube video. Already got the new idea going. And I'm actually drinking some black coffee out of a cup I got from Denmark that I got from my wife that I use as a prop. Dark roast. Yeah, 204 is a little bit better. 204, 203. So I woke up because the dog didn't want me to stay down. What else did I do? She's right here next to me. I watched Formula One. That was in Japan. It was cool. All is good. And then after that, I took some melatonin. Sometimes I have a problem saying that word. It is what it is, right? I think that's what I always say, right? And now I'm thinking about what to talk to you guys about. I made my soundboards yesterday, and now I have an issue of where to put them. And I think that's going to be something that I need to work on. There we go. A little stretched out, a little bit better. Yeah, so this cup is pretty cool. I just don't like the handle. It kind of loops down. It doesn't go up a little bit. But other than that, maybe the picture today. Get ChatGPT to make it right. For my cover art. So, okay, I'm going to bring up Amazon just for a little bit. It's still taking too long. I'll send out the email to the lady again. And then when I do that, I think I'll be in a good spot. Yeah. But it's getting old quick, and I don't have that much time with her, and she's been the most productive, helpful person out of the whole situation. So I think once I get that going, it will make more sense as I understand what's going on. Yeah, I just turned down the mic. It's a little bit weird to kind of actually hear yourself. So, coffee. The next video will be about, of course, the Colombian coffee, but also about espresso. I think 3 drinks, or probably 1. 3 drinks is a lot, actually. But I do need to understand what this coffee is telling me. And I think just drinking it as an espresso is not going to give me what I think it should be, right? But I don't know really what this challenge is going to be about, because, again, I think it's more about me as a person than me as a roaster. I think I'm going to start hanging more of my glasses. They stay up there for the most part. This one was up there for a long time. So I think that's something that I need to work on and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're talking about coffee. We have some topics to talk about. Roll sent me some stuff about some questions he talked about, right? And I don't think I'm going to look it up, but it's just worth some things to kind of think about and go from there and figure out as we go about just talking and getting to know each other and I'm looking forward to the experience, right? So, what are we going to talk about today? This is weird, just being on the spot. Dog is cool, family's cool. Woke up early, got about 4 hours of sleep. I'm looking forward to going to sleep quite early today and then being ready to do what I need to do for the week. I am going to give the other guy who I had talked to earlier in the week about coffee, right? Supposedly he has a coffee farm somewhere, and that could be probably the new base of the coffee that I usually sell. But I have to fill him out. We have to fill each other out, see if we can work with each other and see what that looks like, especially in the beginning, because I will be only doing just a little bit of coffee at a time. But yeah, it's interesting to know that along the way, as we do things, it is truly like a story. We're like connecting the dots slowly as we figure things out, understand what we're doing, and then we either use it or we don't. But we know that that's part of our journey in life, right? So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, YouTube. YouTube is a tricky son of a gun. I like it. It's a lot of work. You do all this work for like 2 views, as they say, but I think it's bigger than that. I know it's bigger than that. And I've explained this earlier why YouTube is extremely important to my growth as a business, as a person, is because it's a way where people can get to know who I am, get to know my business. And it's going to take a lot of impressions, so to speak, for people to understand what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, what the coffee is saying, and all that good stuff. I think that's going to be, and the cool thing too is I can always link in the description of my website. People can go to the website and test it out with time. That's going to take a lot of time. I just barely got going, building up a little momentum. And then once the momentum is gone, then it'll be routine. And I think that's the part that I'm looking forward to. Although I do like the fact that, after I do a video, I'm super excited, ready for the next one. Like thinking about the new topic, the creation part. And I think that's one of the things that I'm starting to realize because, they always talk about like the journey of, let me turn this down. They always talk about the journey of the journey and destination, the destination, like the end, right? What you get out of it. And a lot of times, one thing I've noticed is that you have to flip it on its head. You have to have that enjoyment in you have to have the enjoyment in the journey. The destination is just a goal, something that you set for yourself, right? But it's all about the journey. And that's one thing I'm realizing quite a bit right now with YouTube right now is that the journey is extremely everything. So I'm liking like the process of coming up with a topic, looking up keywords, thinking about not only just the topic, but the way I'm going to make it flow, how it's going to be interesting to people, the makeup of the video, and the thoughts and the ideas and the curiosities just keep going. I even wrote on my own by myself yesterday. And I've been doing that more and more and more. And that's the cool thing about this. I'm doing it a lot more. So turn this back up. Yeah. So yeah. They even have like a YouTube notebook. and just thinking about the elements, what I want to talk about, the hook, the way I want to draw people in, how not so much looking at the analytics because I know my analytics are shit right now. But it's not about that. It's about the creation of something that I just came up with, right? And that's the thing that I like, the journey, the part of doing this stuff. And even the editing. I'm understanding editing a lot better. Uh, As I get better, I'm thinking about the concept a little bit more. I'm thinking about which lens I'm going to use. I think about all the stuff that makes me grow, so to speak, and understand even more about the process. And I'm still slow, and I'm going to be slow for a while, but it's getting better. I'm understanding the edits. Like, for instance, that last video that's going to drop in a couple of hours was 35 minutes of actual footage and not even counting the intro. The intro this time was about 20 seconds, which is cool. But I have to figure out ways to speed it up immediately. But 35 minutes. I think I had a total of 15 15 questions, and I probably answered about 8 or 9. I got it down to like less than 9 minutes, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. That's crazy how you can have all this stuff. Most of it was just me rambling too, but still, just being a better eye about really understanding what's going on and in giving a product that's more helpful, entertaining to the market. But yeah, that's the coolness of this. And I do like the fact that I am getting better with what I'm trying to say, the message, how I present it. But the journey, the processing, the stuff that you do majority of the time is what's so much fun for me. And that's a really cool thing, I think. In the destination, really. There's no end in sight. There is a goal, but it's just like setting a goal and working a plan and seeing how that works out. But yeah, that's pretty cool, right? That I am in the process of really understanding what I'm trying to do, what makes sense, and how I'm planning to go about understanding the drive even more. Like I said, I got a couple of more hours before I have this talk with this guy, Raul. He's a subscriber. I'm going to say my subscriber. I hate when people say my subscriber. He's a subscriber. He's an avid listener. So it'll be interesting to see what he says or thinks about some of the coffee that I did give him and all that good stuff, right? Let's see. We're just gonna see what he says. Okay, yes, I got the orders. Got some time to test 2 of the roasted coffees. Keen coffee, but yeah, so we're gonna talk for about 30 minutes, maybe 45, but think about it. I'm gonna check my time right now. It's just kind of funny. I worked myself to this point, which is cool. I'm at 15 minutes right now, and I'm just rambling, right? And I average about 25, 30 minutes by myself. Imagine if I'm talking to somebody else. That's going to be even more, so to speak, gonna be longer. It's gonna be longer. It's just the nature of the beast. We have interest of the topic, and we've been going back and forth between emails the past couple of weeks. It's just gonna be longer. It's gonna flow quick, and I think he'll understand what I mean by this. But it's gonna be cool. As my wife says to me, I have the talk to me face. I don't know if I've talked about this much at all, but I use it from time to time. To me, sometimes I have a smush face, or I just don't want to talk to people face. I think I talked about that earlier too, about not liking people so much. And I'm talking right now, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people that do that, especially when you're talking to yourself, psychoanalyzing yourself, or just seeing what you're talking about, right? But in this case, the talk to me face is legendary because there's a movie that was called Talk to Me. It's a radio guy, black guy. And we watched the movie and all that good stuff. And it was what it was, right? But she said, you got the talk to me face. And this is early on when we were dating, you know? And yeah. So that's pretty cool that she picked that up right when we were talking about it. So the talk to me face is a face that people will just come to you and talk to you about anything. They'll tell you their deepest, darkest secrets, and they won't even know who the hell you are. You just have a calming feeling to you, a very cool and understanding person. And I've always had that throughout my life. Truthfully, it's kind of annoying. Even to today, it's still the same that people feel that they can just tell me anything. We can talk about whatever. And for the most part, I'm saying, yeah, I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know how to do small talk and talk to people and to extend the conversation even more. But something about the face that allows people to share, that's pretty cool, actually. It's a superpower, as she says. And I think I can really convey that even over talking to somebody on a phone. And in this case, hopefully, when we talk, on the machines. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. Again, I'm not gonna not prepare for this, so probably about 30 minutes before we actually talk, I review the questions and kind of just get in the mind frame of really understanding this person. Ooh, excuse me. And we'll go from there. But I think we're about 20 minutes in. We're doing pretty good. I'm about to go walk the dog and chill and relax and do my thing. And we're going to go from there. This is a short, quickie one. This coffee does taste a lot better at yeah, needed that. Does taste a lot better at 204. It has some bitterness, a little bit of sweetness, but not much, but a lot more than what it was the day before. This glass is pimp. I can say pimp because the kids are not here. This glass is nice. You don't have to fill it up either. Just do like a third of the way. And it cools pretty quick because the vessel's pretty big. But yeah, it's not about the destination. It's the journey. I'm sure you heard that many times. And I think once I get going with Amazon, being more frustrated with that because now it's going to be truly on me. Understanding the ways of the land and getting to the point of more self-discovery and getting better and getting people to continue to buy and love and cherish and critique that will be a lot of fun. Oh, for instance, remember last week or the week before, I told you that a client told me that she didn't like a particular coffee and she's ordered it before, and she essentially told me that she made the mistake of actually ordering that coffee, but she probably wanted a vanilla, and she actually enjoyed that a lot more. You know, it's cool to just give back and let people know that, hey, we're not here to blame. We're just here to just solve problems. That's all we're trying to do, solve problems. That's what engineering is all about, right? We'll talk about that another day too. I got a lot of topics that I got to talk or want to talk about. Have a good time. Still trying to figure out my audio and video setup. I think the audio setup is set up pretty well. This microphone is pretty cool, even though it's going to be weird to just kind of hear yourself. But I'm looking forward to seeing how that translates when I talk to somebody. Hopefully I can hear them through the headphones a lot more, right? So yeah, I think I've rambled enough. I think we are there to the point to where we'll be ready to rock and roll. A little bit of a understanding of what I'm doing right now. And again, it's cool to just practice and talk and figure things out because this is fun too. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to these Thursdays and Sunday podcasts. And then when I randomly do one throughout the week, that's been a cool thing. And yeah. So good times. We live out. Should I do that? We live right now. We out now. I don't know. That's probably a little too much, but we shall see how that works with us. And then we'll go from there. Talk to you later. 10-4. Out. Bounce.